My name's Rich Harrington, and welcome to this edition of Understanding Adobe Photoshop. Today, we're going to tackle the Auto Align command, which is similar to creating a panoramic image. In this case, though, you typically invoke the Auto Align command when you have to shoot an image in multiple pieces, maybe handheld, or you're shooting up and down to get something like a building that you can't get in a single exposure, or maybe you're dealing with a multi-part scan, like a large image you scanned from a book that you of course had the rights to, that you need to piece back together. Well, the two technologies are very similarly related. There's just different ways to access them. Let's explore. I'm going to go ahead and choose File, Scripts, Load Files into Stack. And we've got two images we want to use here. I'm just going to navigate out to this folder called Cyborg and grab them both. They open up, and I click OK. Now, you may have noticed in that dialog box you actually have the option to choose Auto Align right there. I'm going to hold off because I want to show you how to manually invoke this command. You could, of course, do it using the panoramic command or when you're loading the images, but I often find that knowing how to do it manually will come in handy as you start to work with layers later on. We have a two-part photo here, the bottom and the top. Now, the top layer is on purpose crooked. If I was normally going to do this, I'd position my body, get my feet planted, shoot the bottom picture, tilt my body up, shoot the top picture. It'd work very well. In this case, we purposely screwed it up just to show you how helpful Photoshop can be. Now, I'm going to select both images here by shift-clicking, and we'll choose Edit, Auto Align Layers. And it's going to look at this, and notice it brings up a command that looks very similar to the merging the panoramic image. And I'm just going to choose Auto and click OK. Now, the collage option in there is actually pretty cool. If you want to make a stylized merging, you could actually shoot a scene with a bunch of photos and then tell it to make a collage, and it'll actually reposition them and angle them and create this cool collage effect. In fact, you can even have it use borders. Now, that's more for a stylistic or a design purpose. What I'm showing you here today is more functional. Now, we've got a seam here, and if you look at that, we're seeing a bit of an exposure change as it goes down, and definitely a hard line. We don't want that. Way around that is to choose Edit, Auto Blend Layers, and we'll say that this is a panoramic image, so it's going to analyze those edges and blend them together. Notice it created a very perfect edge for us and actually adjusted the blending mode at the edge and exposure and gets a seamless blend between the two images. We'll do Command minus to pull out a bit, grab our crop tool, and we can now crop the image, getting in the content we want, and we've got a nice complete photo. If I'm satisfied, I'll just merge those layers together, Layer Merge Layers, or Command or Control E. Looks pretty good. Save the file off and it's done. And that's the Auto Align command. It's a close cousin of the Photo Merge command. And remember, you can invoke it manually or help it along if Photoshop gets a bit confused. For Understanding Adobe Photoshop, my name's Rich Harrington.